Imagine being able to build an app with your name on.
Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to another episode of the Full Send Half Mast podcast here tonight on this fantastic early October Tuesday. Unbelievable. The racing season winding down. This weekend, we had some awesome races at the Roval. Can't wait to talk about that. I think the Roval is an awesome freaking track. Road racing in NASCAR, awesome as always. Uh, I know a lot of people don't like the road courses specifically because of a certain awesome race car drivers that are a couple of race car drivers that seem to win them all. But to those people, I say stay mad because we saw fantastic racing this weekend. And we'll break that all down for you guys with the trucks, Xfinity, as well as the Cup Series. We'll talk about the playoffs in all three series, who's moving on, who got bumped, championship picks, favorites as they continue to progress through these championship formats. We'll talk about that here this weekend or this week on this podcast. ARCA Series wound down their season at Toledo. We'll talk a little bit about the champion there, as well as F1 back this weekend at Singapore as Max Verstappen is trying to pull off the unbelievable comeback of a lifetime and get back into this World Championship fight as he continues to close this gap little by little. A little bit of McLaren drama I want to talk about, but the F1 race this weekend was very underwhelming compared to what I might put in my mind expectations-wise. We'll talk about this weekend, this week as well. Obviously, our driver and bonehead of the week segments, like we do every week, for you guys to vote on after the podcast. I'm curious to see what you guys think about our nominees this week. We'll also be talking about this weekend's upcoming race, the Xfinity Cup Series at Vegas, both starting their rounds of 8, as well as the IMSA Series finale, the end of the season for IMSA at Road America for Petit Le Mans, the qualifier for the 24-hour Le Mans. Champions will be crowned. I will give you no dark horse picks in IMSA this weekend, but I am going to give you my race winning predictions and championship predictions, according to me and me alone here on this fantastic Tuesday, as well as our picks, dark horses, and notable entries in this weekend's NASCAR races at Vegas. And then cap it off this evening with our my NASCAR fantasy lineup, and who I think to watch out for in this weekend's NASCAR playoff race at Las Vegas. I don't have any news for you guys. I was on a vacation all of last week. So I am back here on this Tuesday. So did a little bit of preparation this morning when I woke up early for this podcast. And I really just didn't have any time to put any news in. There wasn't anything major or breaking anyway that came out during this week. So nothing really to allude on here this evening. Let's start off on Friday with the Truck Series race. And what a weird, crazy race this was. Lap 1, Grant Enfinger loses his absolute mind. An uncanny, Enfinger-esque type move here into turn 1. Ends up wrecking into Corey Heim, puts him in the wall. Corey Heim looked like he probably had the best truck, especially in qualifying, which was shocking. I thought Zilich was going to be the best truck. In qualifying, Zilich was really fast in the first group in the practice and then in the qualifying, and just didn't have it in the second session. So that was unfortunate. But and Corey Haim had a fantastic truck. Ends up getting wrecked lap 1. The one thing I did have a complaint about this is Kevin Harvick referring to this as lap 0. No comment, I guess. I don't know. That was pretty stupid. There's no such thing as a lap 0 in racing. The pace lap is lap 0. Did he wreck under pace lap? What a dumbass that guy is. I don't understand this whole lap 0. If that thing starts catching on, bro, then people are just brain dead. That just official NASCAR is just brain dead. But yeah, Enfinger had a terrible race. I'm going to nominate him as Bonehead of the Week. He had multiple incidents where he ran over people. The new Roval layout is freaking awesome, by the way. I know we ran it last year, and it was kind of a success. I think it was even more apparent this year. The Roval doesn't really have any passing zones. I mean, you can kind of pass in the chicanes if you're brave enough, but it's really difficult without making contact or running yourself off the track. But that turn 7, man. That turn 7 is one of the most entertaining sections of any racetrack in NASCAR, period. I mean, it's freaking action corner. Fantastic. Me and Tom patented the whole term and the whole saying during our iRacing broadcasts with the GT3 cars at the Roval, with the chicane on the backstretch being the action corner. I don't know anymore, man. This turn 7 is the new action corner, and we saw a lot of action all weekend long there. So I did want to mention that. I freaking love the Roval, man. I think it's an awesome track. If the Roval goes away, I'll be saddened. I mean, everybody wants the Oval to come back, and I'm not on that. I'm not on that wave. Honestly, I think we should have more road courses, but that's just my opinion. Ain't nobody agreeing with that besides us here at the Dega Boys. This was the one race left in the playoffs or in the NASCAR season I really actually cared about, to be honest with you guys. It was the Roval. And damn, what a good weekend of racing it was. It was fun. The incredible drive by two drivers in particular. First, let's talk about Brent Cruz. Brent Cruz. Once Corey Heim gets taken out, Brent Cruz has the lead. He controls this entire race. He shortcutted the pit stops every stage break, which again, that's another thing I would like to change. Get rid of stage cautions, blah, 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 blah. I talk about that every week. But Brent Cruz ran a fantastic race. I mean, he ran a race good enough to win. There's not enough praises I could sing for this guy. He made no mistakes. Every run, he would open up like a 5-6 second gap over Zilich, which is absolutely insane in itself with how good Zilich is. That 7 truck just never looked stable. I mean, I was watching it through most of the corners, and he could get into the corners good, which showed the talent he has, the amount of braking ability, and how he's able to modulate and be able to get through the corners without wheel spin. But getting off the corners, that truck, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's frozen, frozen, and back. Yeah, couldn't control wheel spin whatsoever on corner exit. That's where he lost all his time. It was tough to watch. I'm a huge Connor Zilich fan, and I didn't get to see him dominate this truck race. But Brent Cruz, fantastic job. Should have won this race. That leads us to Corey Heim. Let's talk about him for a minute. He ends up having to come back from the back of the field, basically, with that damaged race truck. Put together a fantastic race himself, too. I mean, I don't think he was a race winning truck. He might have been if he didn't have the damage, but he was about a second place truck. That's probably where he should have finished. Drove through the field, an incredible drive. I mean, watching him drive through the field was so much fun to watch. And it was like the end of stage 1, I think he got up to like 6th or 7th. Did a fantastic job there. Got to the second stage, finally kind of worked himself up to the top 3, kind of behind the Zilich and Balicki, I believe it was, which shout out to Balicki, man. Great job by Balicki in that niche truck this weekend. He ran 4th to 7th all day. Fantastic job. I think he finished 6th. I'm going to nominate him a driver of the week. I thought I'd mention him real quick. But Heim did a great job. Got all the way back up to P2 by the end. Was trying to chase down Cruz. Wasn't going to beat him. Late race caution. And this is where it baffles me. This reminds me of the Rodney Childers effect from Phoenix with Kevin Harvick. We talked about it last week with Allgaier and Sam Mayer pitting late in the race at Kansas. We see the same thing here. 4 laps to go. Caution comes out, and then Cruz and Zilich both decide to pit. Heim stays out, which right when that happened, I knew Heim was going to win the race. I was like, there's no way. A couple other people stayed out as well. Had some shenanigans in turn 7. Zilich ends up getting involved in that one too, and it looked like he might have had a chance to get to Heim. It kind of didn't work out. Then Cruz kind of got through all of that carnage and everything, got up to P2, but he was too far back. Was never going to make up that time to Corey Heim, and Corey Heim wins. Corey Heim is locked himself into Phoenix now. Championship is in grabs. But the point standings in the Truck Series is very interesting, guys. 2nd through 8th is like separated by like 8 points. It's absolutely nutty. And we still have Talladega coming up and then Martinsville in this round for the trucks. That's absolutely insane. I don't know who's going to be the other 3 drivers there in that championship 4. I mean, unless somebody can clutch up these last 2 races and I mean, it's what it's going to take. It's going to take either a win with how tight it is, or it's going to take the absolute peak perfection throughout these stages. I mean, who was it in this race? Was it Caden Honeycutt? Kane Honeycutt, I think, had a fantastic race too. He played an alternate strategy of staying out and maximizing stage points. I think he swept both stages, which was absolutely needed for him, I believe, because if he's going to have a chance at the championship four, because we don't know what's going to happen at Talladega. We've seen Martinsville be a shit show. So Caden Honeycutt, props to him for doing that strategy and still end up with a pretty good result at the end. Actually, I think he might have got spun late in the race after all those stage points he earned, which was unfortunate. But the stage points were huge for him. I don't know. I don't know what to think with the Truck Series playoffs. I mean, Corey Heim is locked into Phoenix, which is good. Like, probably should have won the race, but him getting locked into Phoenix to have a chance at the championship four is deserving because of the season he's put together. So I'm glad to see that. But then, I mean, it's a crapshoot 2 through 8. I mean, you could basically pick anybody at this point. It's going to be phenomenal racing at Talladega and Martinsville to see who those 3 guys are that are going to emerge and go to fight Heim and Phoenix for the championship. That pit stop by Cruz and Zilich, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get what these teams are doing late in these races, making these pit stop calls. I just, especially at a track like the Roval, I don't know if they're banking on getting through the traffic and getting another caution or what, but you put yourself in the rabbit's nest and just I just didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. I didn't like the call when it happened. I don't like the call today. I don't like the call next week if it happens again. That's just the way I feel. I just don't. These teams lose their freaking minds at the end of these races and pit for no absolute apparent reason. So, props to Heim, racing for the championship. We'll touch on the ARCA series real quickly. Matt Reeves dominates the race, wins. Brendan Queen had one opportunity to kind of get by him. He made a hell of a move to get by him, but then Reeves it was kind of a pretty good move. He went to the outside, kind of came back to the middle of the crossover, kind of gave contact to Butterbean, sent him up the track, went right back by him, ends up winning the race. But it was a great day for Brendan Queen as well because he clinches the ARCA Series championship. Excited to see what he does in the future. We've talked about him a lot this year with all the wins that he's had and the incredible season. Congratulations to Brendan Queen winning the ARCA Series championship. I'm super excited to see what 2026 has in store for Brendan Queen. All right, let's talk about the Xfinity Series race. Again, another banger, all-time classic. Nick Sanchez, he got cooked and eliminated this weekend. He had an incident on pit road with the jack being under the car. He was in basically one of those must-win, must-perform situations. He was already below the cut line. Me and Tom picked him last week as kind of me in that wild card to maybe kind of shuffle up that round of 8. It didn't happen this weekend. He gets eliminated. Connor Zilich dominated the race. So let's just put that out there. Connor Zilich absolutely dominated this race, start to finish. Best race car driver on planet Earth, in my opinion, at this moment, or best prospect up and coming on planet Earth right now. He ran another fantastic race. This wins the race, 10th win of the season. Unbelievable. Just there's nothing else you can say about Connor Zilich. There's nothing more he can do to prove to anybody, if you're not a buyer, that he's the best. I mean, he's the best. I don't know what else to tell you. This is what gets me, right. Sammy Smith advances, but I don't think he would have, barring what he decided to do at the end of this race. 4 laps to go. We're still under green. He decides to pit for new tires. Kind of a Hail Mary move to put on new tires late in that race and see if he can maybe gain some positions to get into the playoffs. It didn't make any sense. But then magically, a car just stops on the front straightaway and then rolls again and brings out the caution as he's on pit road, changing the right side tires. Like, absolutely hit the freaking lottery, man. Like, the most unbelievable turn of circumstances you could ever predict. I don't know how they predicted that happening. I don't know how. It's just so suspect to me that whole scenario played out like that. Unbelievable. He ends up advancing because of this. Austin Hill gets eliminated and got eliminated by the exact amount of points that he got penalized for with his whole losing his freaking mind incident against Aric Almirola at Indianapolis. I think is ironic. The one dude, or a couple of guys I do want to shout. Kaz Gralla P4, fantastic race for him. We've seen glimpses of this at road courses from him in the past. But the guy I really want to talk about is the guy I'm super, super freaking impressed with. I've been tooting his horn, giving him praises all year long, dating back to even last year at COTA, or maybe it was 2 years ago at COTA, when he ran that 4th junk, or 3rd junk, whatever. Jordan Anderson racing car, basically the backup car they pulled off the shelf and threw together and put him behind the wheel. And he ends up bringing home like in the top 10 at Coda. And all he persists to do every time he gets behind the wheel of that car is find a way to get top 10, specifically on road courses. I say it every week that he's on the entry list in an Xfinity Series race for Jordan Anderson Racing on a road course. I say it every time. If you want to make a bet this weekend and it's going to be a surefire guaranteed payout, take Austin Green in the top 10 at a road course. Do it. Well, this man come home P2 again. P2. This guy is a top 10 absolute threat. And then Tom posted in the Discord, thanks to Tom, average finishing positions for drivers in the Xfinity Series on road courses this year. And guess what Austin Green's exact average finish is, if you guys haven't seen it yet, is 10.0. I've been telling you this guy is an absolute top 10 threat, and his average finish is exactly 10.0. He is legit, guys. He is 100% legit. He won that ARCA race earlier this year at Charlotte. Top 10 basically every road course race he ever freaking runs in this Jordan Anderson racing machine. Austin Green's legit, guys. Austin Green is absolutely legit. I've seen him in some of those TA2 highlights and stuff. Fantastic road racer, a great stock car driver. This is a guy that I think needs to be talked about more. I think this is a guy that needs a shot at a big time ride. He doesn't get enough attention. Put a mic in front of him. Let's get this guy out in front. Like, this guy, I think, is legitimate. There's me and Tom have been doing this podcast for 2 years now, and we come on here and we kind of tell you, like, who are the guys that we believe in, because we could see the raw talent, we could see the ability when nobody else is watching. Nobody else is seeing the stuff that we're seeing. We're calling stuff out before people are noticing it. We're mentioning things before others are mentioning it. Like, we're ahead of the curve on a lot of these things, guys. Me and Tom called Zilich out early in our podcasting career here on YouTube. We pointed him out from the freaking Mazda MX-5 Cup. We said this guy is freaking legit. And then he goes into IMSA and just absolutely wrecks IMSA, just destroys the field every time he touched the track. Gets into the ARCA series and wins like every freaking race, basically, last year that he competed in. And then gets in the trucks and qualifies on front row, breaks track record. I mean, just unbelievable. Then he's dominating as a rookie in Xfinity Series, and now he's going to the Cup. We called that one out. I think Austin Green's that next guy. Is he Connor Zilich talent? No, nobody's going to hold a candlestick to Connor Zilich. But is he a guy that, with the right equipment, the right backing, can potentially compete for race wins on a regular basis in the Xfinity Series or Truck Series? Or, shoot, I wouldn't even count it out for 3-4 years down the line, be that next kind of Ross Chastain-esque driver that kind of comes into NASCAR and gets his opportunity with a big team, and then, boom, launches a Cup career. You never know. This guy's got the talent, guy. He's got the talent, guys. I'm a huge believer in Austin Green. I'll take him as a dark horse any race for the rest of the year into next year. I hope he gets a better opportunity, a good ride. He's one driver that is extremely deserving. He doesn't tear up equipment. He gets the results, and sneakily gets results because nobody's talking about it. Unbelievable. When I saw him up at the front of the field at the end of that race, I wasn't even surprised. I've been saying this for a year and a half now. I wasn't surprised one bit. So, congratulations to him. I'm going to nominate him for Driver of the Week. Oh, yeah, we're going to take a look at the Xfinity Series playoffs going into this weekend at Kansas. Let's pull that up real quick. I probably should have done this before the podcast, but you know me. I like to procrastinate a little bit and do it here live with you guys and get my instant reaction. All right, playoffs, Xfinity Series. Connor Zilich does not lock into Phoenix because we still got the 3 races, obviously, in this round with Vegas, Vega, and Martinsville. But he's got a 57-point gap. I think he'll be safe. I think Allgaier also, 24-point gap. I think he'll be good. But then it gets interesting. Brandon Jones and Sam Mayer both in right now. I think Sam Mayer's kind of that dark horse threat for the title. Not a lot of people are talking about it. Me and Tom kind of mentioned it. I think he's having a great year. He's having a great year. It just is what it is. I'm not a fan of Sam Mayer. I could give less than 10 shits if he wins, loses, or goes away tomorrow. But he is a legit threat. You can't deny it for a sneaky championship 4 threat. Jesse Love -2, Sammy Smith -7. Like I mentioned, got in. Carson Quapple uh, did just enough this weekend to advance, so good for him. He's going to be 11 back, and then Creed 13 back, which Creed is only, I think his only option in is with a win, and we already know that isn't happening. Can he get 3 straight runner-up finishes? That's possible. That's possible, but nothing better than that. We'll see what he could do in this round. Brandon Jones with the Toyota team. I I think that's the only one out of the 4 that are in right now that won't make it. It'd be interesting to see if Jesse Love could put something together. I don't think Sammy Smith's gonna make it. He's kind of hanging on by a thread. Like I mentioned with Creed, I don't think he's gonna make it unless he wins, and it's just not gonna happen. Quapple, team clutched up when they needed to this week at the Roval, man. Who knows? That team might find a little bit of spark in this final round and maybe shock the world and make it to that championship 4. But I think Zilich, Allgaier, and Mayer, I think those are 4 or 3 locks for that championship 4 at this point. The 4th guy could be anybody. You guys can make a prediction. I mean, like I said, it could be Jesse Love, could be Quapple, it could be Brandon Jones. You never know. I just don't think Sammy Smith or Sheldon Creed are going to make it. Those are the 2 that I'm going to cross out there. All right, let's move on to the F1 race real quick before we get into the absolute thriller of the Cup race. This wasn't a very good race. It was really lackluster. I thought it was going to be way better than this. I mean, I love Singapore. They've had good races there before, a lot of drama. The only drama we got in this race was lap 1, man. That's it. Lap 1. I can't stand McLaren. It's not a secret around here. We talk about it all the time. But I've been saying Lando's going to sneak back into this world title fight inch by inch for the rest of the season. It's going to happen. And you saw the desperation. I called it in the podcast last week. I said we're going to see desperation out of McLaren, and I think it's going to lead to a Max Verstappen win. Well, we didn't see that. George Russell ends up winning. He qualified pole and controlled the entire race and won. Big win for Mercedes, especially the constructors title, which we'll talk about that here in 1 second. But lap 1, Lando qualifies 2 positions behind Piastri. Lando gets super desperate on the start, ends up running into Piastri, puts Piastri into the wall, and then goes over the radio and says, you guys are just going to let that be okay? You're just going to allow Lando to run me into the wall and not give me my spot back? And the racing purist to me is like, sure, like, you shouldn't have to give the spot back, right? But if the rules were reversed, guys, you really think that they wouldn't make Piastri give the spot up to Lando? And really think about that. Really put that into your mind and think about that for like 2 seconds, and you're going to come up with the answer. Hell yeah, they would have put Lando back in front of Oscar Piastri if Piastri did what Lando did to him. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't like McLaren. This is just the most bogus bullcrap, dude. They're gonna let Norris get away with capital murder, but Piastri can't execute a race fine and get to keep his position. Make it make sense, guys. I mean, that closed the gap. Lando gains another 3, so he's got it down to what, 27 points now? 22 points. It was 25 coming in, so it's 22-point gap there. Verstappen, P2. That's all he had. That's all he had with the Red Bull car. McLaren showing some cracks. Lando at the end of the race was charging to get Max, and Max did not allow it to happen. I mean, they got Crofty and Mark Brundle, the biggest freaking shields simps for freaking McLaren, begging and trying to plead on the broadcast, saying, it's gonna get there. Here comes Lando. Here comes Lando. No, 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 no. You know, just doing their thing up in the booth. And, yeah, Lando couldn't get by Max. Stay mad. Stay mad. But Max cuts another 6 points off the gap. We were at 69. Now it's 63, and there's still 5 races remaining, guys. There's a chance. There's a chance. There's a small one, but damn, if he can gain like, well, 5 races, 6 points each race, that's 30. So yeah, he's got to gain a lot more than that. He's got to have, let's say he wins and Piastri finishes second every race. That would be 7 times 5. That'd be 35. So I mean, it's going to be very tough. He's going to have to win basically every race for the rest of the season, and then he's going to have McLaren finish like 3rd or worse. He's going to have to gain like 10 points a race, and even then it's not enough because that's 5 times 10. It's over, but it's not. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, this would have been a big win. Like you said, if he'd have got 7 more points, if he'd have beat Russell and where Piastri and Norris finished, that would have been 13 points gained. You know, it'd have been another 7. So he would have been what? We're at 63 now, plus another 7. It would have been 57 point or 56 points. Quick maths. That would have been ideal. Just didn't happen. I don't know. I want to see Max win the title, but if he can't, I want to see Piastri win. But we know Piastri's not winning the world title race for McLaren with Lando Norris as a teammate. Somehow, some way, Lando will climb back into this. He just keeps taking a point by point by point away. We do have some sprint races left too, though. You gotta keep that in mind. We have a few sprint races. That's gonna change things as well. As you're gonna have 8 points up for grabs on a sprint race. Top 8 get points there. Eighth place gets 1 point per position. So there's a chance Max could win one of those, and maybe both McLarens crash out and don't get any. That's 8 points gained without a Grand Prix going on. There's chances here. 5 races, I think 2, 3 sprint races. There's chances for Max to get back into this. Can he do it? I don't know. I would love to see it. It's gonna be interesting. But this race again, lackluster. Wasn't that great of a race. Just man, I really wanted to see more, but it just was a follow the leader race. I think there was only a few overtakes for position. Hulkenberg spun out at one point. Hadjar had some engine issues. Him and Alonso battled for a while. Was it Alex Albon made a move on somebody? I mean, that was it. There was nothing there, man. And then the lap 1 drama between McLaren and whatever. I just kind of pisses me off. I can't stand McLaren. Alrighty. Let's talk about the Cup race. God, wasn't this a freaking awesome race, guys? If you didn't like this, then don't even watch racing, bro. Like, this was a race, dude. This was racing. And I'm not a fan of stage breaks and all this crap, but this is the only race where I actually tolerated stage breaks because it made the race really interesting. The tire wear in this race was insane. What was it, like 2 to 5 second fall off from new tires to how old your tires were? That's crazy, man. That's freaking awesome on a road course, dude. Like, that made the race so entertaining. You had guys 2-stopping in stages. Like, you had guys split in half and then pit right before the end of the stage. Then you had guys stay out to the very end of the stage, like you saw with Buescher, I think, in the first stage. And then you had guys pit right at the end of the stage, like SVG, Bell, and Larson, which were kind of the cream of the crop. The best premier strategy, I think, was those guys, what they did all day long. And then you saw Bell late in the race get off strategy, and he tried to 2-stop it at the end. Then Larson just was going to try and match SVG's strategy and realized it wasn't going to work. So he pits late to try and charge late. SVG stays out long. Like, just an awesome strategy race, guys. It was beautiful. I mean, this played out like an IndyCar race with some couple manufactured cautions in there that really didn't affect the race, in my opinion. I think it kind of made it better. I'm not going to lie. It would have been good either way. But I think the way the stages were, like, this is the only race I've ever watched during the stage era period of time where I was like, stage cautions didn't really affect the race. Didn't make a difference. Didn't ruin it. Didn't make it better. I felt like it was just, they were there. And it changed some of the strategy, made it interesting. So I enjoyed it thoroughly. Didn't have any big shenanigans and crashes and cautions and wreckfest and all that bullcrap that we normally see, which is awesome. KFB, first lap. Lead Dippy. Everybody makes it through turn 1 clean. And then you just see the camera pan back to KFB in the wall, broken toe link. Except for Kyle Busch. Oh, man. I feel so bad for KFB, man. This has got to be the worst year of his entire career, man. It can't even come close. This is just, it's painful at this point. Absolutely painful to watch, man. Need some water. Absolutely painful to watch. Cindric gets eliminated. He had an awful race. One of the most comical moments of this entire race, though. We're sitting in the hotel room. Me and my brother are watching the race on the TV. And freaking Hosted Karsavar sends it into the corner like 3-4 car lengths too deep, maybe 3 car lengths too deep. Locks up the brakes. So he's got no steering at this point. He's just full brake lock up. And you see the tires smoke flailing. And he's just trying to hang on. He releases the brake and turns it a little bit. Then gets back on the brakes, locks up again, slams into freaking Austin Cindric. Sends Cindric into oblivion in a tailspin. Oh, man. I love Jose Carson, man. That was so freaking funny, man. I'm still laughing ear to ear about that. That was so freaking hilarious, man. I'm going to nominate Hosted Carson for Bonehead of the Week for that heat-seeking missile move. That was brilliant, man. That was just brilliant. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Cindric, yeah, he had a terrible race. It just wasn't good at all. I mean, he had toe link brake damage, off strategy. He gets ran over by Hosted Cars far. I mean, it's just a bad race all around. Uh, SVG wins the race, like I said. Dominating performance. 5 wins this season. Like, that's why people don't like road courses, because freaking SVG is killing them, man. Wait till next year when we get Zilich, SVG in equal equipment, racing head to head at these road courses. Oh, God damn, man. That just gives me jittery, bro. Already thinking about it, man. I love road racing in NASCAR, bro. And we get 2 guys at that caliber at the same team with the same equipment racing head to head next year. Woo! Baby! Yeah, it's going to be good, man. I can't wait, dude. I'm so jittery right now thinking about it, man. Come on, 2026. Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna give SVG all the props, man. He's a badass dude, absolute bad. I think he had a tire going down on the final lap. Didn't even matter, bro. He was just. It didn't matter when he pitted, how late. Like, he was pitting later, having slower pit stop. It just nothing was gonna stop him from winning this race, dude. He is a freaking beast, man. Like, he is that good. Like, I don't think we've ever seen in NASCAR a guy come in and be this dominant on road course. Like, we've had glimpses, like Tony Stewart had like a little run, Mark Martin at one point had a run, Jeff Gordon was kind of the king for a while, Elliott had a little bit of a run, Reddick kind of went on his little bit of a run, Larson's been there consistently for a while, but SVG is just another level. 5 of 6, and he could have won Coda too, I think, if Chase Briscoe didn't hold him up for like 8 laps there in that race, and the setup wasn't that great. I don't think. I think the Trackhouse was still trying to figure things out. I think SVG legitimately is not going to win every road course race next year because of Zilich. But if it takes Zilich out of the equation next year, I think SVG could win all 6 of them. And we need like 9. If we had 9 road courses next year, I'm just telling you, man. I know you guys are going to get pissed off and mad next year when Zilich and SVG are swapping road course wins, and those are the only guys that win them. But you guys are going to overlook the fact that it's going to be fantastic freaking racing, man. Absolutely nail-biting, thrilling finishes. We're going to see some crazy shit next year. Just watch out, man. Let's talk about Chastain. He was the one guy we pointed out last week on the podcast that had a chance to point in. We said he's going to have to capitalize on stage points. He did. He did just that. Came in 13 back. He ended up getting, 13 stage points? Which was fantastic. Or 14 stage points, maybe? He made Logano sweat, man. It looked like he was going to make it. They had a slow pit stop that affected him. And then he has a speeding penalty at the end that also affected him. If he doesn't have that speeding penalty, he advances. That's why I'm going to nominate him Bonehead of the Week for the pit road issues, the bad pit stop, the speeding penalty. That's what cost him the chance at the next round of playoffs. It wasn't that final last lap desperation, which we'll talk about here in a minute, because that was awesome. But that's not what cost him a chance at the playoffs this week. It was the pit road issues. Late in the race, though, he has no other option. He has to stay out. That was the only option he had to advance, and he did just that. Logano, I don't think we're in a position to stay out. They were going to advance either. I think their only chance was to hit pit road and get new tires with like 10 laps to go, and that's what they did. Although Logano and that 22 team was not very fast. They didn't have the speed all day long. Penske was basically irrelevant in this race. Blaney had glimpses, but just really wasn't relevant. Logano was terrible. Even with new tires, Logano only gained a couple positions. He did not gain a whole lot on Chastain. Chastain lost his positions by that big group of cars, like Reddick, Briscoe. There was a couple other guys in there as well that kind of got by him that bleeding positions. And it got to the end, we come into the white flag, he had a 1-point gap over Logano. A tiebreaker gave it to Logano. And if he was lower in points, he's eliminated, right? So he had to stay in front of Hamlin. Did a great job for the first half of the course, and then made that mistake in a 7, lost that position. And then coming down on the final straightaway, Hamlin's got probably a 4-car length gap. Chassis stayed. Ross Chassis stayed. Chastain. What an absolute freaking animal, dude. He absolutely sent it into that front stretch chicane, man. It was never gonna make the corner, man. And he just absolutely rear ends Denny Hamlin, sends him around. I think he would have stayed straight. He would have blown through the chicane, but he wouldn't have spun if he didn't hit that tire pack. I think the tire pack had a lot to do with him spinning. But the awareness of Chastain, man, I swear to God, he had that thing in reverse before he ever finished his spin. Because once the spin kind of finished and the inertia of the wreck was done, he was already in reverse. That was so awesome, dude. That was so great. I mean, it didn't matter. I mean, it was over. Wasn't gonna advance with that anyway. But damn, that was so much fun to watch, man. That was the entire highlight of the race, bro. That was absolutely insanity, man. How could you not love road racing in NASCAR, man? How could you not love Ross Chastain? How could you not love what you saw this weekend with the dominant performance by SVG and watching Bell and Larson try their damnedest with every strategy calls, everything in the book to try and beat him? This was a freaking fantastic race. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Can we run the Roval next week? I mean, that was absolutely amazing, man. I love that race. The Roval's a gem, dude. Like, anybody that hates on the Roval or doesn't want to watch the Roval can just eat it, man. At this point, I don't care about your opinion. This was a fantastic race. No complaints. And like I said, even with the stage breaks, the things we complain about, what didn't even ruin the race. I mean, it was an unbelievable race. It's fantastic, man. I loved it. I was on the edge of my seat the whole race watching it. Like I was glued to the TV. I couldn't look away. I couldn't look away. It was awesome. More of that, please, NASCAR. Keep us coming. Let's put a Roval at Kansas. Let's put a Roval at Vegas. Let's do it. Let's quit going to Daytona twice a year and let's bulldoze Atlanta and then let's go to some more damn road courses, man. It was awesome. I loved it, dude. Fantastic. Let's take a look at the playoff standings going into the round of 8. Because this is what gets interesting. What is it? The whole field is pretty much on top of each other. Obviously, Logano 24 points back. Indicative of a bad regular season for Logano. That's really all it comes down to. But I don't count him out. Don't count him out. Maybe figures from my pick later. And then Chase Briscoe 14 back. I don't know how I feel about being 14 back. Like, this can be a tough round. Then Elliott's also 14 back. I just don't know, man. Bell is 4 back. I think he's really the only guy besides maybe Laguna Mobile to actually make it in on points or to advance to the next round by being out right now. I don't see Hamlin making it. I already said that. I'm not impressed with the 24 team at all. They have trended in the absolute wrong direction, just to a catastrophic level. Lately, I just don't see it with them advancing. I see Blaney advancing. We got Martinsville coming up. He could easily win that. He's really good at Dega too. He could easily win there. There's 2 of the 3 races I could see Blaney winning 2 of the 3 races in this round. To be honest with you, like Blaney's making the final 4. I think Larson does too. We've talked about the slump, but this wouldn't surprise me one bit if Larson was the guy that got in the championship 4 at Hendrick Motorsports. It wouldn't shock me one freaking bit, man. I could see Larson making it. Blaney and Larson, I think, make it. I'm put Bell. I'm sticking with Bell. He's my championship pick at the beginning of the year. He's on the ultimate Big Daddy NASCAR Screwjob comeback tour. I think Bell can make it, man. I think Bell could legitimately make it. And I'm sticking with it. Sticking with Bell to the end. And then Laguna. He's gonna make championship 4, guys. The Laguna is gonna be in the championship 4. I hate saying that because I don't really like the guy, man. I don't want to see him win it again, but he's gonna make the championship 4. He's gonna make it. We have Martinsville. We have Dega. He can win those. He can win this weekend. He's won here before. That's it. I mean, that's my opinion. I think Hamlin, Byron, Elliott, and Briscoe are gonna be out. All right, that's my championship 4 picks. I think it's the first championship 4 pick prediction I made all year. And that's the most confident I've been. So it's going to be Blaney, Larson, Bell, and Laguna. The championship 4. Alrighty. Let's look at drivers of the week. Josh Bilicki, P6 in the trucks. Like I said, 4th to 7th all day long. Fantastic job by him this weekend. Austin Green, P2. I'm a believer. You should be too. And then Kaz Gralla, P4 as well. He had a great race in that Sam Hunt race machine. Runs limited schedule, limited starts. and has a great performance this weekend. But that's the week. Ooh, excuse me. I'm gonna go Grant Enfinger with the bulldozer mode. In the truck series, hosting Carstar with the heat sinking missile, and then Ross Chastain with the pit road issues, eliminating him from the round of 8. Alrighty. Now that I've went through all that, let's preview this weekend's race. Xfinity Cup at Vegas, and then IMSA at Road America for Petit Le Mans, the final round of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that the IndyCar's done. IMSA's done this weekend. We got one more World Endurance Championship race. We got what? 4 more NASCAR weekends. 5 more F1 weekends. Man, you look forward to it all year to get to this point of the season when see who win the culmination of the champions, and all the great racing that comes along with it week by week, and you're glued to your TV and just loving life, and then it all just comes to an end. I don't know what I'm gonna do this offseason. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. No, I feel like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. But we'll talk about these races this week. I'll give you my picks and dark horses and what to expect, and notable entries, which we'll do right now. Xfinity Series, Daniel Hemrick will be in the colleague number 11 this weekend. Corey Day and the number 17 for HMS. I didn't mention this in the news because I don't know how much stock I had to put into it because the reputable site, source, whatever. But rumor that Corey Day, full-time, number 17 for Engine Motorsports next year. Interesting. You already know mine and Tom's opinion on that. I just don't think he's a Brad Sweet. He's not going to make it in NASCAR. He's not a Larson or a Bell. He's a Sweet or an Abreu. Hate to say it, but he is. And then Eric Almirola with JGR in the 19. And then Trevor Bayne. He'll be in the number 24 for Sam Hunt racing this weekend. I'm excited to see what he can do. Hasn't ran a whole lot of NASCAR races this year. I think he ran one truck race at Darlington and got a top 5 there. We'll see what he can do in a Sam Hunt racing machine this weekend in Vegas. I think he's in the SpongeBob car too, so we'll see how that works out for him. And the Cup Series, we got JJ Yaley with NY Racing in the 44. And then Catherine Legg making another Cup Series start this weekend for Live Fast in the 78. Excited to see what she can do this weekend, as she's had some pretty good runs in her last few starts. She's been impressive. I mean, she had a bad start at Phoenix. Really was unprepared. Got thrown to the wolves, and it just didn't look good. But ever since then, man, she's put her head down, stayed out of the controversy, stayed out of the news, stayed out of the headlines, and just had good, consistent runs. So we'll see what she can do this weekend. All right, Saturday, the Xfinity Series. First race of the round of 8, the Focus, Health 302. This man, is the best driver in NASCAR, man. Best young prospect in the world. It's C. Zilly. It's C. Zilly. C. Zilly. Connor Zillich. He's going to win the race this weekend. And he is going to do it in dominant fashion. And he's going to lock himself into the round of 4. And he's going to re-race it for a championship at Phoenix. He's joining Corey Heim. We've seen Brendan Queen dominate ARCA this year, won the championship. Corey Heim's dominating Truck Series this year. He's in the championship 4, locked in already. Now it's Connor Zilich's turn after dominating this year's Xfinity Series season. He's going to win at Vegas, get his 11th win of the season, and lock himself right into that championship 4, and he'll be ready to race for a championship that he is deserving of. My dark horse, I'm going to go with Austin Green because of everything I said earlier. Take notice, folks. Might be the next big thing. You never know. We called it here first. I don't know if he's a top 10 threat. I'm not going to say that because he's not a road course. But shoot, I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if he was in the top 10. Not one bit. You guys might, but not me. It's going to be an interesting race. The Xfinity Series playoffs, I talked about it earlier, who I think is going to make it, who's not. It's going to be interesting. Can Brandon Jones keep that gap, stay above the cut line this weekend? Can he have a good run? Does Carson Quap on that one team turn things around? Does Sheldon Creed have a big race? Does Sam Mayer falter? Does Jesse Love falter or succeed? It's going to be interesting. This is going to be a big telltale going into Dega next week. You got to have a good performance here. This is crucial. So we'll see how it all plays out. But Zilich is going to survive all that carnage and bullshit, and he's going to end up winning this race as he continues his streak. He's the all-time. He's got the most top 5 finishes in Xfinity Series history. I think he's up to 17 straight. Oh, man. Let's make it 18 this weekend, buddy. Let's go. All right. And then on Saturday, this is the 10-hour race. This is a long one. I can't wait. Batul Petit Le Mans for the IMSA Series WeatherTech Sports Car Championship finale. God, I hate saying that, man. It's heartbreaking. I love sports car racing. I like freaking think it's awesome, man. We've done watch parties for this race the last couple of years. Uh, Most likely we'll not do one this weekend. But never know. Maybe I'll be here. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Uh, so I'll keep you guys informed. I'll let you guys know at least a few days ahead of time if I plan on doing a watch party for this race. I love Petit Le Mans. I think it's one of the best races of the year. The championship thrillers and battles every year have been absolutely fantastic, and we're gonna have a lot of championship battles this weekend as well. When it comes to GTP, there's 3 cars eligible still. Both Penske, Porsches. The number 6 is the leader right now. The 7 is second in points, and then the BMW has an outside chance, still mathematically eligible. I don't think it's possible with what we've seen so far this season, but there's still an outside chance. With that being said, my championship pick and my race winning pick this weekend is the same. I'm going with Mr. Endurance, Nick Tandy, and his teammate, Nazar. I think they're going to win the race, win the pole. They're going to maximize every point in the day. And I think the 6 is going to have a little bit of trouble somewhere along the line. And that number 7 is going to steal the championship and steal Petit Le Mans and the IMSA title. Oh, that's gonna be awesome to see. I'm a huge Nick Tandy guy, man. I'm a believer. What did I do all off season? I made fun of Nick Tandy and Felipe Nasr for all of the shenanigans from last year. They've done nothing but impress the hell out of me this year. Nick Tandy has won every freaking big 24-hour race in the world. He's Mr. Endurance, man. He's incredible. He's up in that list of Mount Rushmore of sports car racing for sure. All right, and then in LP2, it's going to be an interesting battle to the end for the championship there. The championship leader right now is at number 99, AO Rexy. Puff the Magic Dragon Machine. I think they win the title and the race this weekend. They've been the most consistent all year long. They've made the least amount of mistakes. I love their driver lineup. PJ Hyatt, Dane Cameron, great lineup. They're going to have a great weekend this weekend as well, and they're going to clinch the LMP2 title and win the race on top of it. And then when it comes to GTD Pro, we've got the number 3 Corvette leading the point standings right now with Alexander Sims. And I'm trying to think who's the other guy. I'm trying to blink. Anyway, number 3 Corvette is leading the point standings right now. The guy that's in second, he's the only driver that's ran full season so far in the number 81 AF Corsa Ferrari. That is Costa. I think that he is going to win the race and the title this weekend. Ferrari, this seems like a good track for Ferrari. We saw them have a lot of speed last year here when Sarah late in the race battling for the win. That was impressive. I think we're going to see a lot more of that Ferrari dominance again this weekend. This is a good track for Ferrari. They're really fast there. The BOPs have been pretty favorable to Ferrari all year long in GT3 action, GT4 action, as well as in the hypercar stuff as well. I think that Costa's going to win the title. It's going to be like Prelude last year with Mercedes or with Porsche in the Rexy machine, where he was the only full-time driver all year long, and ended up claiming the championship, the driver's championship, and the manufacturer's championship as a lone driver. I think the same thing's going to happen for Costa this year in GTD Pro. And then in GTD, my winner and my champion are different. I'm going with the number 12 Vassie Sullivan, Parker Thompson, and Jack Hawksworth. I just can't not pick Vassie to win something. And this 12 team has been the shining light of the Lexus program this year. They are in an outdated car. We talk about all the time, but they've got a good lineup. Parker Thompson is an incredible talent, moving from spotter to driver, and he's absolutely succeeded at it. They've won races this year in that 12 machine. And Jack Hawksworth is a great driver too. I think it was a great combo to pair those two together to try and maximize everything they can out of this dying GT3 program they've got with this Lexus before we get the new car. And I think they're going to win the race this weekend. I don't know how it's going to happen. I expect a lot of I expect a lot of LMP2 drama. Like AO Racing could get wrecked out lap 1 and the title hopes are over. I think LMP2 and GTD Pro, or GT, those two classes in particular, are going to be absolutely freaking thrilling this weekend. You're going to see a lot of carnage. You're going to see a lot of action, a lot of mistakes. It's all going to be a survival game. And I think that the experience of Jack Hawksworth with the pace of Parker Thompson, I think that's a great combo to win this weekend. Then for the title, the Windward Machine, They've got a huge gap in the points. I think they're going to race. This is why I'm not picking them to win, because I think that they're going to be conservative to protect that championship lead. They've got a big enough lead. There's no reason to go out and race hard early and wreck or make any pit road mistakes or go off strategy and do something weird. I think they're going to play it conservative, try to be in that 3 to 6 range all day. Maybe set points they might be a little bit lower because they're being conservative on fuel and pitting early and shortcutting. I just think they're going to be on the edge of some conservatism to try and secure the title. Last year they didn't win the title; they kind of come up short there. I think that this year is the year that they want to claim it. So I think that they're going to do everything they can to do that, and conservatism is going to be the name of the game for that team. All right. Now, when it comes to the Cup Series, the South Point 400 on Sunday, my pick to win this weekend's opening round of the round 8 for the NASCAR Cup Series and lock himself into Phoenix, where he is inevitably, most likely, 99% chance to win the championship, is going to be the Lagooner! Joey Logano is going to win this weekend at Vegas. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to take 18 overtimes. I don't know if he's going to just beat him by raw pace. I don't know if he's going to back himself into it with some carnage in front. I don't know how the hell it's going to happen, but Lagooner Logano is going to win this frickin' race somehow, and he's going to make himself into the championship. He is survived by the frickin' skin of his teeth, man. The last however many years the system has been around, somehow finds a way, gets it done. I just don't see how there's a reality where he doesn't advance this weekend into the championship four. Then my dark horse, I'm going with Hosen Karstvar. Like always, sticking with it. See what happens. Maybe we get some more drama, more controversy, more shenanigans. I don't know. We'll see. But I again, what to expect in this race. I don't know how I feel about JGR. They were so fast at Kansas, but they kind of ran themselves out of the race. We see desperation. Denny Hamlin does these things, and I just don't see him having a great weekend. Pit road penalties could be an issue. Pit road issues. They could just lack the winning speed. There's a lot of parallels you could draw to Kansas to Vegas, but I just don't feel like it's going to translate. It seems like every year you get one type of race at Kansas and you get a different race at Vegas, which are basically sister tracks. The conditions should be about the same. I mean, kind of, it's like, I don't know, man. And I don't know what to expect out of Chase Briscoe. They're really far behind. Are they going to race? Obviously going to race for stage points, but is his qualifying that he's done all year, is that going to go away all of a sudden? Is he not going to qualify good? Is he going to qualify good? Like, I don't know. Like, I had Briscoe in my championship 2 weeks ago, and I just don't know if I feel confident about that anymore. Chase Elliott lucked his way into that win at Kansas. I mean, really? They've had pace, but I just don't see them having, like, winning pace. That's what's going to take to advance in this round, especially with the hole they're already in. I don't see it. Larson, he's been consistent, just not a race winning consistent. I think he'll be top 5 third all day. So, who else? Bell, 4 back. Bell's going to be a threat to win. I do. The question marks I have about Briscoe and Hamlin, I don't have those about Bell. I think Bell is going to advance. I think he's going to make up all those points he's down. Like, he's going to leave this race in the 4. Like, he's going to erase that 4-point gap. He's going to move in. Like Byron, I can't take Byron. I wouldn't pick Byron in my life dependent on it at this point. That team is trending so far down. They are just unpredictable. Like, what type of Byron are we going to see this weekend? What type of 24 team are we going to see this weekend? Is it going to be this type of team we saw at Kansas 2 weeks ago where they couldn't get out of their own way? Or this weekend at the Roval where they were a non-factor all day long? Or is it going to be like a Byron that we saw at the beginning of the year where he was up front every week and in top 5 in the field to death and competing for wins? Like, it's a question mark for me. I can't take it. And that leads me to fantasy. I'm going with Logano. I'm going to go Briscoe because I'm erring on the side that they are going to figure it out this weekend and qualify up front and get stage points. Will the end result be there? I don't know. But I have a feeling he's going to qualify good, and that's going to lead to good stage points, so it's going to be a good grab for me on fantasy. I'm going to take Blaney as well, and I don't think that was a good choice because I have 3 uses on him left, and I'm going to use him for Martinsville, and I'm going to use him for Phoenix because I think he's going to be there. But Vegas, I don't know. Like I said, I think Logano somehow wins the race, and if he wins the race, that means that Blaney's going to have a good car too. So I'm going to take Blaney. And then I'm also going to take Larson. Like I said, I think he's going to be a top 5 threat all day. And then just to do it, I'm going to throw Elliott on there just for the fun of it because if I don't pick him, he's going to run good. If I pick him, he's going to run bad. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't there with Elliott. We'll see. We'll just see. I've got Bell in my garage, so we'll swap Elliott out if I have to. All right, next are matchups. All playoff driver matchups. We got Logano versus Larson. I picked Logano to win the race, but I'm going to take Larson in the matchup over Laguna just to cover my ass if Logano doesn't win. I don't want to get double screwed right there. And then next, or no, it was Larson versus I must have got that one wrong because it wasn't Laguna. Oh, it was Blaney. No, Blaney's versus Hamlin. Who did I miss? Who's the other championship guy? So we got Briscoe versus Elliott, Blaney versus Hamlin, Logano versus Bell, Larson versus Byron. That's what it was. I'm taking Larson over Byron. Enough said. I don't know how I messed that up. I must have just typoed it wrong over here. Next one is Laguna versus Bell. This is a good matchup. I'm gonna go Laguna over Bell because I picked him to win. I just don't see a universe where Logano doesn't win. Blaney versus Hamlin. Going Blaney. Look at Blaney, man. Such a legend, bro. So inspirational. And then the next one is Briscoe and Elliott. I'm going Briscoe. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why. It's the stage points. Elliott isn't going to score as many stage points as Briscoe because Briscoe, I believe, is going to qualify well. So, that's it. That's my fantasy for this weekend. That's all I have for this weekend's podcast. It was another fun podcast with you guys here on a Tuesday. I enjoy doing these. I look forward to it every week to come sit down here and talk racing with you guys. And just, I know really nobody watches, but I like just yelling into the camera and talking about racing, whether it be by myself or and when Tom's here, it's always enjoyable. But I still enjoy doing it here by myself if it does proceed to be like that on these Tuesdays. I have fun. Every once in a while, I see some people in the chat interact with me. It's always fun when that happens too. But I do enjoy just coming here, yelling into a camera. I know it gets views after the update, so like no people really aren't watching live. But after it's out for a day or two, we get up an okay amount of views. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you've watched this far, leave in the comments on the podcast. Put in or just put NASCAR in as the comment if you've made it this far into the podcast. Curious to see if you guys are still watching to this point. A fantastic weekend of racing. Again, I love the Roval. Bring it back every year for the rest of time. Let's run it twice. I don't care. It'll be fun. Also, this weekend with the Matul Petit Le Mans, I will let you guys know if we were going to do a watch party this weekend. I kind of want to do one. I don't know what the schedule is going to look like. I'll try to let you guys know a couple days ahead of time if I do plan on doing it. If we do a watch party, it'll most likely be the final 3 hours of the race, maybe the final 2 or so. So just turn on notifications, turn on the bell icon, hit subscribe, stay up to date. Look up on our community page. We'll post in there. We'll also post on our Discord, which you guys should join. There's a link in the description below. All of the news, drama, rumors, community updates for all motorsports around the world. It's an awesome place. Memes galore. I mean, it's so much fun over on the Discord. People post in here every day, all different kinds of news, rumor, drama, whatever it may be. You guys can do the same. So if you guys join the Discord, you guys can do the same. We love when you guys interact with us and post your own stuff. It's always a fun time here in the Discord. We have a blast talking racing and sharing funny stuff and news and whatever it may be and interacting with each other. It's a great time. You can meet some new racing friends and have a good time here on our Discord. Also, if you guys want to support our channel, we have a link below to our merch store. Go buy you some Dega Boys swag, get all swagged out with some Dega Boys merchandise, as it should be all those proceeds go back to help us make more content for you guys here on YouTube and potentially even do watch parties in the future as we plan on doing that. It's going to come back around next Tuesday when Tom's back. I will get a hold of him. Most likely look forward to we'll do the recaps of the race system this weekend. And then we'll also at the end of the podcast do a special little IndyCar season driver grades portion of the podcast. Something I've been hinting at for the last month or so, but now we're going to actually do it next Tuesday. Tom here or not, I'm going to have a driver grade for you guys for all the IndyCar drivers in 2025. Should be fun. Maybe roast your favorite driver, give props to your favorite driver, whatever it may be. Look forward to that next Tuesday. Also, all the links to all of our social medias, all those are on the screen below, as well as in the description below. Go follow us on all of our social media. Stay update with everything happening here on the YouTube channel, as well as our streaming schedule on Kick as well, and any future uploads. Make sure you guys hit the like, the subscribe, and the bell notification. It's real easy to do. It takes no time. It helps push us onto the algorithm. Make sure to put a like on the video. That also helps with the algorithms. We really appreciate it. It was a fun week. Went on vacation. I'm back now. Went to go tour Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and boy, that was my first time ever being there, and that place is awesome. I want to go so bad to go watch a race there. Specifically, the Indy 500 would be absolutely amazing. Got to go into Victory Lane, get pictures with the reef and the milk. It was cool. I enjoyed that. Got to go visit the garage area and got to go visit the pagoda and go and take a tour inside there. Plus, the museum is awesome. If you guys haven't been to the Indianapolis Museum, it is incredible. There's so many different rooms and floors and just so much different history, all the different cars from all the different eras, and just it's fantastic. I mean, just some of the history that's in there. They've got simulators in there as well, where you could run Indianapolis 500 qualifying. It's super cool, super fun experience. Get to live like some of the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as well as some sports car stuff. Penske had their own hall with all 20 of their Indy 500 victories being dedicated in there. They had the IMSA LMDH car in there, the Porsche 963, which was freaking awesome. And it's unbelievable how small that thing actually looks like in person. I want to go watch a sports car race so bad. I haven't had the opportunity to go to one yet. But damn, seeing one of those cars in person is incredible. They also had an LMP2 car in there as well. One of the early 2010s where they had the open cockpit, which was absolutely cool. And I love that. I think the LMP2 cars just look amazing in general. So they had one of those in there as well on display, which was super cool. And then all kinds of Indy cars, especially the starting grid there in that little entryway with the big old TV projector. It's just a cool place. If you guys ever go to Indianapolis for whatever reason, race fan not, gotta go visit Indianapolis Motor Speedway's museum and see the scope of the track. It's freaking amazing. And they also had track day there as well. They had BMWs rented out the track, and they were running the road course while we were there as well. So we got to see some of that as they went through the turns like 14, 15, 16 section there on towards pit entry. That was pretty cool to watch as well. So glad to be back. Glad to do this podcast with you guys on Tuesday. Look forward next week for the IndyCar driver grades, as well as recaps for all of the races this weekend at Vegas for NASCAR, as well as the IMSA Series season finale, and the championships. We'll crown those this weekend, and we'll talk about them with you guys next weekend and give roses and thorns to the winners and losers of the weekend. Make sure you guys vote on the driver and boathead of the week polls. Those will be out very shortly here after the podcast. And thanks again for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys, again, hit that like button, get us on the algorithm. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the races this weekend at the Charlotte Roval and enjoy these races in this upcoming weekend. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see y'all next Tuesday.